Welcome to this explainer. Okay, summer is finally here, and if you really think about it, it's probably one of the most golden opportunities of the entire year. The school bells have officially stopped ringing, the days are beautifully long and bright, and we have these energetic, endlessly curious kids just ready for adventure. Today we're going to explore a really comprehensive framework, the Muslim Kids Summer Planner 2026. It's designed to help you completely transform this time into an incredible opportunity to feed both the mind and the soul. So that brings us to the million-dollar question. How do we actually pull this off? How do we fill these precious weeks with activities that actually matter without completely burning ourselves out? Let's be real. It is so easy for summer to just slip by in a total blur of screen time and scattered plans. But the framework we're exploring today presents a beautifully structured guide. It acts as a joyful, faith-filled roadmap that works for everyone, from toddlers taking their very first steps into learning dua, all the way up to teenagers trying to navigate their complex identities. All right, let's dive right into this framework. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. Setting intentions, establishing a predictable weekly rhythm, exploring monthly educational themes, nurturing spiritual growth, and finally, crafting a gentle ending.
Starting off with part 1, setting your summer intentions. Let's set that compass.
Look, before you go out and buy a single workbook or register for any of those summer camps, the absolute foundational step is just sitting down together as a family to set your intentions. We know that in Islam, setting your niyyah, your intention, is incredibly powerful. Ask your kids, what do you want to learn? What do you actually want to feel this summer? Write these down and let them act as your compass. A simple but truly profound intention might be, we want to memorize 3 new surahs together. Or maybe it's, we want to give sadaqah every single week. Or even just, we want to go outside every day and thank Allah for His creation. There's absolutely no wrong answer here. The intention itself brings the barakah, or blessing, and that transforms completely ordinary summer activities into deeply meaningful acts of worship. Moving right along to part 2, the predictable weekly rhythm, creating that gentle predictability. You know, one of the biggest secrets to a successful summer is actually not a rigid minute-by-minute school schedule. It's a gentle, predictable weekly rhythm. When children know exactly what to expect, they feel safe. And when they feel safe, they absolutely thrive. We kick things off with Spiritual Sunday, beginning the week by focusing on the soul. Then we move into Mind Monday for some structured learning. Talent Tuesday is all about exploring a child's unique gifts. Maybe that's art, coding, or getting out in the garden. Wildcard Wednesday is for pure, unadulterated spontaneity. Together Thursday focuses on community and family bonds. Jamua Friday is for prayer and reflection. And finally, Adventure Saturday to get outside and explore creation. Let's look a little closer at the contrast here, because balance is absolutely key to making this schedule work. On one hand, you have Mind Monday. This is your day for focused, structured learning. Think science experiments, or diving into world geography, or practicing Arabic. But then, to perfectly balance that focus out, you have Wildcard Wednesday. This is reserved entirely for spontaneous joy. An impromptu trip to the park, baking a huge batch of cookies out of the blue, or a surprised movie with extra popcorn. You really don't have to be on every single day. And this structure perfectly balances intellectual growth with the pure, chaotic fun of just being a kid. All right, part 3, monthly educational themes, expanding those broad horizons. So we've got the daily rhythm down, but what about the big picture? What are the broader educational horizons that will keep your kids intellectually stimulated over the whole summer? Well, this timeline maps it out perfectly. In June, families explore the world of Islam, really focusing it on geography and global cultures. Then, in July, the focus shifts back in time to Islamic history and civilization. Finally, as the summer starts winding down in August, the theme shifts to future Muslim leaders, turning their attention toward identity, leadership, and purpose. It is such a beautiful progression from understanding the global ummah to really knowing their roots, and finally to shaping their own future. Imagine using your structured Mind Mondays in June to study a brand new Muslim-majority country each week. Week 1 is Morocco, Week 2 is Turkey, Week 3 is Indonesia, and Week 4 is Senegal. You can study the geography, listen to the language, and even cook a regional dish from that country together as a family. By the end of June, your children have this vivid, rich understanding of the incredibly diverse world they belong to. Then, July rolls around and takes you straight into the Golden Age. You can explore the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, the breathtaking architecture of Al-Andalus in Spain, and those brilliant early breakthroughs in medicine and astronomy. And the guide really emphasizes this. This is not your dry, boring textbook history. This is the thrilling story of a civilization at its absolute peak. Have your kids draw a huge timeline on a piece of paper right across the wall. Let them feel deeply, deeply proud of where they come from. Next up, Part 4, Nurturing Spiritual Growth, Watering the Roots of Identity. Ultimately, underneath all the schedules and the history lessons, this planner is really a supportive tool for your child's spiritual identity. Summer is widely considered the absolute best time for Quran progress, but the trick is it has to be age appropriate. For the little ones, ages 4 to 7, it's all about gentle repetition and just planting a love for those short surahs from Juz Amma. For the curious 8 to 11-year-olds, you want to aim for a surah or two a week, but you pair it with the meaning so it clicks for them. And for the teenagers ages 12 to 15, it's all about deep tafsir, identity, and even introducing them to Islamic philosophy to help answer their big, complicated questions. And hey, spiritual growth isn't just about reading. It is highly physical too. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, actively encouraged physical strength. Activities like swimming, archery, and martial arts aren't just great ways to burn off that crazy summer energy. They're actually sunnah. They directly connect physical well-being to spiritual well-being. Hiking gets them noticing the physical signs of creation, and team sports teach cooperation and sacrifice. So, the absolutely crucial takeaway here is the number one. You want to aim for at least 1 hour of non-negotiable, fun daily movement for school-age children. It builds strong bodies and incredibly grounded minds. Another essential pillar of spiritual growth is community service. You can anchor these abstract concepts like empathy and generosity into your child's weekly routine with tangible, real-world actions. Give them a small weekly sadaqah allowance and let them be the ones to decide where to donate it. Organize a small food drive or take them to visit elderly neighbors. Bringing handmade cards to isolated seniors is an act of profound worship, and it teaches them firsthand that their faith pulses with care for others. Finally, Part 5, A Gentle Summer Ending, Easing the Landing Back to Reality. As August starts slipping away, we have to transition out of this structured summer gracefully. Don't end it abruptly. Instead, start shifting bedtimes just 15 minutes earlier every 2 days. Sit down for a gratitude review. Look at all your photos and celebrate everything you accomplished together. Set intentions for the new school year, just like you did at the start of the summer. And this is brilliant. As you buy your kids' school supplies, buy extras to donate as sadaqah, starting the school year with the perfect, generous spirit. And through all of this incredible planning, there's a beautiful, reassuring truth we have to keep in mind. Some weeks will dissolve into chaos and laughter and spilled juice and forgotten intentions. Perfection is definitely not the goal here. The goal is just to try, being present through the chaos, the forgotten plans, and yes, the spilled juice, that is family life, and that is where the beauty actually lives. We'll leave you with this thought to chew on. When the summer of 2026 passes in the blink of an eye, what kind of light will your children carry into the world? By setting intentions, building a gentle weekly rhythm, and exploring their faith and history, you're giving them roots. You're showing them that their curiosity, their joy, and their growth matter deeply. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope you feel super inspired to start planning a truly unforgettable summer.